Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 4th, 2025, and Hansi Flick has addressed the question regarding Neymar's possible return to FC Barcelona. Also, Deco has met with the super agent Jorge Mendes, where they have discussed several players, including Rafael Leao. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. My name is Mo, and tomorrow is the big day as Barcelona will play their first Champions League knockout match under the management of Hansi Flick. And the German coach has released the names of the players who have traveled to Portugal in order to participate in this round of 16 match. And these are the players, including Pau Cubarsí, Alejandro Valde, Ronald Araujo, Íñigo Martínez, Gavi, Ferran Torres, Pedri, Robert Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Rafinha, Iñaki Peña, Pablo Torre, Fermín López, Marc Casado, Pau Víctor, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Frenkie de Jong, Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Wojciech Szczesny, Diego Kochen, Héctor Fort, and Gerard Martin. Now, as you can see on the list, Gabi has been included, and that's a surprise because Gabi had been ill. He had been suffering some intestinal problems. In fact, Hansi Flick today confirming that Gabi hadn't trained, and that tomorrow they're going to wait to see what the doctors have to say, and based on the doctor's diagnosis or whether or their clearance, they'll decide whether Gabi will get to play in tomorrow's match because he has been ill and again, as a result, did miss training. Now, it's expected that tomorrow Pau Cubarsí will be back in the lineup next to Íñigo Martínez, our two starting center backs. It's expected that we'll see Frenkie de Jong back in the lineup in the place of Marc Casado, especially with the weekend match against Real Sociedad being a good indicator of that, where Íñigo Martínez was rested, Frenkie was rested, Cubarsí started, but eventually was rested. So those three are expected to be back in tomorrow's lineup. But one big question is, are we going to see Dani Olmo or are we going to see Gabi in that attacking midfield position? And in fact, Hansi Flick was asked about this, and this is what the German coach had to say. Gabi can play in different positions. He's a passer, and he gives us defensive approach. He plays well with the ball. Olmo enjoys playing in that position. He scores goals and creates chances. So, of course, Hansi Flick not really revealing who his choice will be tomorrow, but kind of giving us an idea of what each player brings to the table. I know that's been a question that some people have asked me in the past, like, what does Gabi bring to the table? Well, here we go. Hansi Flick explaining what Gabi gives, where he gives you passing, but he's also more defensive, where Dani Olmo is more of someone who creates chances and gives assists, so more of an attacking profile. So we'll see who Flick picks tomorrow. My guess is Dani Olmo, but of course, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts. Let me know down below. Who do you think Hansi will pick for tomorrow's match? Is it going to be Gabi or is it going to be Olmo? Now, Hansi Flick during the pre-match press conference was also asked about Neymar. As you know, there's been a lot of rumors that Neymar wants to come back to Barcelona. Yesterday, we covered in the video how Andre Curie, the former agent for Neymar, said that Neymar would be glad to come back to Barcelona and that it will be feasible because he'll become a free agent in the summer. So Flick was asked about this, and this is what the German coach had to say. It's not my job. I'm very focused on this team and the season. You have to be focused on the competition. The rest is the job of other people at the club, not mine. So Hansi Flick always pretty much staying in his lane. He's like, I'm the coach. I'm focused on coaching a team. Anything else, signings, offloadings, blah, blah, blah. You can ask Deco. He's the sporting director. That's his field. So not really answering the question directly, but we do know from several reports that Barcelona are not planning to include that Neymar is not in Barcelona's plans this summer. Also, Hansi Flick does not think that Neymar will be a good addition. He has doubts about his age and his physical form. Of course, Hansi Flick wants his players all to be tip-top shape and to play with intensity, and he has doubts about whether Neymar could do that. Now, speaking of other people at the club doing their job, let's move on to the next bit of news because, ladies and gentlemen, Deco and Jean Laporta have met with the super Asian Jorge Mendes. Now, of course, Jorge Mendes is one of the biggest names in the world of football as far as representing players. He represents many Barcelona players, and it's reported that Deco and Laporta have met with him in Lisbon, since the team is in Lisbon, and that's where Jorge Mendes is based out of, since he is Portuguese. And well, the three met in order to discuss three players, starting with Lamine Yamal. Of course, Jorge Mendes does represent Lamine Yamal, and Barcelona are working on extending the contract of the young player. Of course, Lamine Yamal signed a 3-year contract renewal until 2026 because he was under 18 years old when he did it. Well, he still is. And when you're under 18 years old, you can only sign 3-year contracts. But of course, Barcelona want to secure the future of our crown jewel. They want to extend his contract past 2026. And since he will be turning 18 this July, during this summer, Barcelona are planning to extend the contract of Lamine this summer. So part of the conversation with Jorge Mendes was, of course, the contract renewal of Lamine Yamal. But that's not all, because it's reported that the three discussed Ansu Fati, another player that Jorge Mendes represents, and it's reported that Barcelona have already started exploring the Saudi, Qatar, or United Arab Emirates, I guess the Arab option for Ansu Fati. As you know, Barcelona do not count on the player. Hansi Flick has not even been including him in squad lists in several matches, so they are hoping to offload him to one of those Middle Eastern countries, since there isn't much interest in Ansu Fati currently in Europe. Of course, Ansu Fati has rejected Saudi offer in the past. He wants to remain in European football, but again, given the lack of offers, plus given that Hansi Flick is not counting on Ansu again, there's a possibility that Ansu could change his mind in the summer, and therefore Barcelona have reportedly already initiated talks with some clubs in those three Arab nations, and it's reported that Jorge Mendes is trying to help Barcelona find a solution, because after all, you know, his player needs minutes, and he's not going to get them at Barcelona, so might as well help Barcelona find a solution for Ansu. Finally, the third name that came up during that meeting is, of course, that of Rafael Leao, who Jorge Mendes does not represent, but however, he has offered him to the club in the past. You know, he helps Rafael Leao with these kind of matters, even though Leao has his own representative. And as we know, Rafael Leao is someone that Jan Laporta likes a lot, and of course Barcelona are in the market for a left winger, and now Laporta is exploring the option of bringing Leao, because it looks like he is for sure leaving AC Milan this summer. AC Milan are not going through a good time right now. They are 9th, I think, in the Serie A, if I'm not mistaken. They have been eliminated out of the Champions League. And in fact, in the last match between AC Milan and Lazio, Rafael Leao ended up getting into some kind of argument with the AC Milan fans. So it looks like the relationship has reached a breaking point, and it looks like Leao and Theo Hernandez will be put on the market in the summer, as they are two of the main players being blamed for the bad phase that AC Milan are going through. So of course, Jean Laporta and Deco, you know, taking this opportunity to talk to Mendes and see, you know, what's the situation? Is this a possibility? How much AC Milan are gonna want? Etc, etc. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video in a few moments, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.